So as I said, you beat the estimates on both earnings per share and the revenue. What are you thinking about going forward? What sort of guidance are you giving?
Sure. We're very pleased with our results, and across each sector of our business, we beat analyst estimates in sales and obviously very strong earnings. So we've increased our earnings. We've actually increased our sales outlook for the year, given a strong performance. We maintained our earnings guidance, which is very strong at the midpoint at 11% growth. So we still plan to have a very strong year in 2018.
And how much of that strength is driven off of pharma as a practical matter? It's really been driving a lot of Johnson & Johnson in recent years.
That's right, David. Pharma had another strong quarter. There was some concern at the end of the first quarter that pharma business might slow down, but I think we've alleviated all those concerns. I mean, the business continues to perform very well, had 15% growth in the first quarter, and we're very confident it's going to continue to grow at above market, despite any other impacts like biosimilars or the like.
Well, talking about biosimilars, what about Remicade? That's been a big driver for you. We know it's tapering off some. What's the rate of decline?
So the rate of decline in the quarter was about 22%, a little bit of an unusual decline because there were some rebate adjustments from one of our major payers. So adjusting for that, about 15% decline as we expected. But even with that decline, as I said, the pharma business had strong above market growth, and we think they're going to continue despite Remicade's decline, which is as expected. The pharma will still have a strong year.
Well, as Remicade continues to decline, what's going to take its place? What are your up-and-comers, as it were, in pharma?
Sure, David. A number of very important oncology drugs, Imbruvica, Darzalex, Zytiga continues to perform well. We just got new products like Tremfya and Erleada approved, and we still plan to file 8 additional new medications, each having more than $1 billion of sales by 2021.
Well, tell us about the launch for Tremfya, because that's a Janssen product that deals with psoriasis. What are your plans on launching that?
So it's launched recently. It's done very, very well. It's a new mechanism of action compared to Stelara, a previous drug that an earlier drug we had in psoriasis, and Tremfya is being very well adopted by the physician community.
What's the report on Actelion? In the fourth quarter, for some people at least, it was a little disappointing. What are the products coming out of Actelion? How are they doing?
Actelion's doing well. They have products in the area of pulmonary arterial hypertension, as you know. Great products. One product, Tracleer, has lost its patent, so it's expected to decline. But other products like Upsummit and Uptravi are doing very well and will continue to grow.
You're in the process of selling some medical devices having to do with diabetes. Do you expect more pairing there? Do you expect some more sales in the medical device area?
Well, we do always, David, look at our portfolio and decide which businesses we should stay in and which businesses we should not stay in. So across each of our 3 businesses, we've had various pairing of the portfolio. We just announced that we have a deal now for our LifeScan diabetes business. We're going to sell that business to Platinum Equity for $2.1 billion. We'll continue to look at the right time, at the right price to prune our portfolio and get into more higher growth areas.
So, Dominic, give us a little bit of a view into how you're deploying capital at this point. You've got some benefit from taxes, maybe not as much as some other people do, but how much of that is going to go for new investment, whether it's research or otherwise? How much is going to go for dividends? How much is going to go for stock buyback?
Right. Well, we just announced today, David, that we plan to spend over $30 billion in the next 4 years in the U.S. in both research and development and capital investment. That's an increase of 15% versus the previous 4 years. So we're happy to do that. We're pleased that the U.S. tax law allows more flexibility with the use of our capital, and we intend to put that to work right here in the United States.
And what about the effects of FX in this quarter? What were they? Because sometimes they do affect Johnson & Johnson a fair amount.
That's right. Well, effects were strong this quarter. So we had overall sales growth of 12.6%, but on an operational or constant currency basis, about 8.4%. So still very strong, even excluding FX.
So as you're looking forward to real strength coming up, what's the primary driver of that strength? As you look at it as CFO, what are you really counting on?
Well, the pharma business, as I mentioned earlier, continues to do well. Its products continue to grow, the products that are in the market, and new products coming to market, which have extraordinary benefits for patients. In addition, our consumer business is back on track, had good, strong growth in the first quarter, and our medical device business is consistently improving quarter over quarter. So all 3 businesses are moving in the right direction, firing on all cylinders.
So Dominic, I do want to take just a moment here to recognize the fact that you have come to us several times on your earnings. We've really appreciated Dave. It's great working with you, but I'm sorry to say that this is the last time, at least for the earnings call, that we're going to get to talk to you. You're going to be stepping down.
I am, David. I'm going to retire from Johnson & Johnson. It's been my pleasure and honor to be the CFO for now nearly 12 years. I'm going to miss the people of Johnson & Johnson the most, but Johnson & Johnson's in good hands with Alex Gorsky, our CEO, and obviously my replacement, Joe Walk, who's been the head of investor relations, been the CFO of our pharma business. I'm sure J&J is going to be in great hands going forward.
Well, it certainly has been in great hands with you, Dominic. So thank you so much for joining us. It's always good to talk to you. It's Dominic Caruso. He's the CFO of Johnson & Johnson.